Having a gate that automatically closes is not only helpful, but it has a serious safety aspect to it. If you're like me and you have pets and small children, you know that if you leave any door accidentally left open, they're going to be running for it. When this door opens up onto the street or road, this is when it can be a real safety concern. So I'm going to show you how to fit a gate spring or door closer to a gate, and I'll leave a link to both of these in the description box below. So let's go ahead and get started. So the way the gate spring works is you can turn this adjusting ring at the head of the gate spring, which is going to put the spring under tension, and then that tension is what is going to then close the gate. So when fitting a gate spring, first thing you need to decide is where you want to actually fit it on the gate. And of course you're going to want to fit it on the hinge side of the gate, sort of directly in the center of the stile, which is the upright of the gate frame, and then directly in the middle of the post as well. Some gates won't have a frame that goes all the way around the outside. You may only have a top and bottom rail with a supporting bracket in the middle, in which case you will probably need to fit it in one of the holes where the hinges go. So you could just take out one of these screws, screw that into the hole. Then you'd need to take a metal drill bit and then drill your hole through your hinge to get the other screw in. I'm lucky that with this gate, it's been made with a frame all the way around the outside, so I'll fit it to just underneath that hinge there. Getting your first screw in is always the hardest bit. Get all your 4 screws in. So to tension it, we need to put these little pegs in the holes on the head of the gate spring. Firstly, you want to put a peg in the bottom of the gate spring, and you want to put it in the high point and not in the low point, otherwise the peg tends to just fall out. Once you get your bottom peg in, then we're ready to start tensioning the spring to put the top peg in. You get this little bar and you slot it into the hole and you turn it and then fit your peg. And now it's all about getting the right amount of tension in the spring. So I'm going to go for three holes along, put the bar in, turn it anti-clockwise, find the 3rd hole along, and now that spring is under tension. So of course you want the tension to be strong enough that it doesn't slam the gate too much, but you also want it to be able to close from around, 10-20 centimeters away, and it should automatically close the gate. Now the door closer is slightly different design, but it works in exactly the same principle. It has a spring housed inside this little casing here, and again, once it's put under tension, that with a metal rod that fits into this pushes the door closed in the same way as the gate spring does. This will close gates up to 64 kilograms, and you can fit as many of these on a gate as you want. If you've got a big set of gates that you want to automatically close, you can just get 2 or 3 of these and add them up the hinge post, and then the combined power will be enough to close the larger gate. There's a little arrow on the door closer, and when you fit the door closer to the hinge post, you want to make sure that the arrow is pointing away from the door. When it comes to fixing the door closer to the hinge post, you want to pre-drill the holes and then screw in the screws with a hand screwdriver, because the screws are quite delicate. Same as with the gate spring, you get a peg that fits against the door and holds the tension of the spring, and then you get the peg that you can use to apply the tension to the spring. So fit the peg in there. We want to apply tension by turning it away from the gate, and I've just gone the 2nd hole along, and then we can just screw in this peg, tighten it up, and now that is tensioned against the gate. Also, what you get with the door closer is this little bracket which just protects the wear and tear on the door from the arm. And the same thing as with the gate spring, you don't want to put too much tension in this. So you don't want it too much that the gate is slamming really hard, because that will ruin all the locks and the hinges on the gate. But you just want it tensioned enough that it closes from close distance. If you want more tips and tricks on how to keep your garden in tip-top shape, then please click that subscribe button and also notification bell to be notified when new content is uploaded. And I'll see you next time.